Thanks so much for visiting Tina Butty on YouTube. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello and welcome to Tina Butty Podcast with me, Dominic.
And me, Erica.
And today's episode, I don't know what you're laughing at. Just laughing all the time. She's always laughing.
Because I just had, okay, this is going to get really off topic really quickly. No, because I just had a vision of you starting this and then me being like my little nephew Peyton when they're filming their podcast. Just going, guys, my throat's sore. I have a sore throat.
She has a sore throat, everybody. Moving swiftly along.
If you listen to our podcast before, Dominic and I both had the sexy phlegm and then we got over it and then we've been well and now I'm getting it again. I don't know what's happening.
Thank you, my babies.
Oh
well.
Anyway,
back
to
on.
Tina Butty Podcast.
Back on topic. Welcome to Tina Butty. I'm Dominic.
I'm Erica.
And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about snack cakes.
Yes.
Not snazzy cakes, snack cakes.
I don't know what snazzy cakes are, but
I think they're just an H-E-B brand of snack cakes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a little Twinkie guy with glasses and a bow tie.
It's just their brand of all. They're like.
I see it all the time and it looks cute, so I have to say
Well,
it.
it sounds good, doesn't it? Snazzy cakes.
Snazzy cakes. Anyway, yeah.
Snack cakes. So if you don't know what snack cakes are, they're big in America. I don't know how big they are anymore, actually, because people in America are becoming a bit more health conscious now.
Health and calorie conscious.
But they're primarily done by Little Debbie and Hostess. And I remember when I was little, my grandparents on both sides of the family bought them all the time. They always had them stocked in the house. So I kind of associate them with old people, although they are delicious. Let me just tell you. Is there anything you want to say before I continue? Because I could probably rant on about this for a while.
You can rant on about it. I'm okay. I don't have to say anything about it, really.
Well, you've done the research, so I don't know if you have any kind of research about the companies themselves.
Not really, no. I mean, I've just listed a bunch of their products here, you know.
Okay. So Hostess and Little Debbie, they're both fairly old companies. I'm sorry we don't have the research. You can blame that on our research team, on our research department.
1920s, I think they came out.
Something like that.
The Twinkie, I know, was invented in 1930.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I would think that they were not so old because there's obviously a lot of preservatives in them because they're packaged and they're well,
I'm sure they added
they're not
them.
fresh.
Yeah, they're not fresh.
Okay, so let me just start. Snack cakes in America, because I don't think you guys have anything like this in Britain, do you?
Not really, no. I suppose not.
Well, that was some of your research, wasn't it? That you could only find it really kind of only exists in America, in the United States.
It's like gas station food.
Yeah, we decided we're going to make, this is just a little aside, we decided we're going to do a podcast about American gas stations because American gas stations are like a culture unto themselves because we're a road tripping culture over here, aren't we? You know,
Yes, yeah.
So gas stations are like a culture unto themselves. So we're going to do an episode about American gas stations, and a lot of these snack cakes you can find in American gas stations. They actually, in the grocery stores, they'll be in a box of 6, 8, 12, depending on the size of the cake. And then within the box, they're packaged individually into little plastic wraps. I don't know, packagings, bags, or whatever you want to call them. But in gas stations, they've opened the box and they sell them individually, so you can buy just one snack cake.
Yeah. Or two in the case of Twinkie.
Or two, yeah. Most of them actually do come two to a plastic package. I think that might not be wrong. It probably is half and half, I guess. So Hostess, let's start with Hostess.
I think they're bigger than Little Debbie, aren't they?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they might have a little bit more variety.
The Twinkie is more well known, isn't it? And that's...
Yeah, I guess so. But I would say that Hostess might be that the Twinkie might be their biggest thing, whereas Little Debbie's got a bunch of other things that are all kind of equally popular. I don't know. I could be wrong. I think they're about equal. So Hostess has Twinkies, like you said.
Yeah.
Twinkies, for anybody who doesn't know, are like a vanilla sponge cake.
They're like a golden light sponge cake with cream filling.
Mm-hmm.
And the cream is just... What is it?
It's just fake.
It's just like a fake cream. It's like a fake vanilla cream.
Yeah. It's sort of like, I don't know what you could really compare it to in the UK.
It's not like a buttercream or anything like that.
And it's not like whipped cream. It's
Yeah.
not like marshmallow cream. It's sort of like a combination of all of them.
All of them, yeah.
It's all I guess it's like whipped oil. It's sort of like a creamy
type.
Yeah.
Thing.
It's sort of like a thinner, more liquidy, although it's not liquid, but just, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
the consistency version of the cream in an Oreo, would you say? Would you compare it to that?
Yeah, that's probably a better, yeah.
Yeah. So it's something similar to that, only more creamy.
More creamy,
Not
yeah.
as dense like
It's not
what's
as dense as in an Oreo, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about right, yeah.
And then the Twinkie, it's like a little cake. It's flat on the bottom, and then it has like a dome. It's like a dome shaped, right? And you didn't like them the first time you tried them.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten used to them now, but it's just kind of like when I first tried most of this stuff, I was kind of like, it tasted very different. It tasted fake.
Yeah.
It tasted like full of like preservatives and
added
ingredients, and it just did not taste very good.
Yeah. So to someone from another country, you probably might not like them. I mean, you like them now, though, don't you?
I've gotten used to them now.
Yeah.
So I might not like British things when I go back.
Well, I mean, you've grown up with that stuff, though, so you're used to it. Just like the same thing over here. We've grown up with all this stuff, so we don't taste the fakeness of it.
No, you don't.
Although,
same with Hershey, and that's a whole different other ball game right there. A whole different discussion.
Although, like I said, I don't know how popular any of these things are anymore, because people are choosing healthier things to eat for a snack,
Hostess almost went bust because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like about 5 or 6 years ago, they almost went bust because no one was buying Twinkies anymore.
Yeah. And like I said, I think Twinkies are Hostess's biggest item. They also have Ho-Hos, though.
Ho-Ho.
Which I'm not exactly sure what a Ho-Ho is. I don't know if I've ever...
And they don't take advantage of the Christmas market for them, do they?
Oh, surely they do. And Ding Dong's the same kind of thing.
Ding Dongs!
These are all snack cakes. Most of them are going to have some kind of cream filling inside.
Suzy Q's and...
some will be chocolate. Suzy Q's. See, you say Hostess is the bigger company, but I don't know what any of these are. I mean, I know what they are in name, but I can't picture them in my head to describe them for our listeners.
Yeah.
The honey bun, though, I do know that one. And honey buns are a breakfast classic.
Breakfast classic. My experience of a honey bun, it's like a cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
Almost.
Mm-hmm. Without the cinnamon.
Without the cinnamon, yeah. It's just like a very dense bread. Mm-hmm. That's been like glazed in honey. Mm-hmm. And, it's good, it's sticky, but...
You can eat it straight out of the package.
You can eat straight... Oh, you can warm it up. They're obsessed with warming things up over here. We've got to have our bread warm so we can... The butter will melt on it. It's like, okay.
The honey bun is meant to be eaten, like just zap it in the microwave for a few seconds, just so that glazing gets really... hot and kind of runny, and it's more it's delicious. It's breakfast. It's a breakfast of champions.
Yes. I'll take your word for it. I mean, I've had it for breakfast. It's okay, but you haven't
had it warmed up though, and that
I
makes
think
all
I
the
have.
difference.
I think I've had it warmed up.
So.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I've had fried pie too.
There are Zingers on this list. Hostess makes Zingers. Zingers are exactly the same thing as Twinkies, only they have coconut on the outside.
Yeah.
So they make chocolate ones. They make there's different colored ones. I don't know if you can really taste a flavor difference in them. Maybe a little bit. I think they do like red velvet
as well.
Apparently, there's butterscotch. I think
butterscotch.
They
love that over here too.
There's like a red one and the chocolate one. Those are the ones I can think of. The red one, I guess, is red velvet. Yeah. They don't. Like I said, they don't. They're delicious because they have the coconut on the outside. But as far as the cake itself, I don't really taste much difference between like the Twinkie and the chocolate. Obviously, tastes chocolate, but yeah, they're the same thing as a Twinkie. Same kind of little cake, same filling on the inside, but they're covered in coconut. Yeah.
Yeah, coconut.
What dried coconut or
desiccated coconut? Yeah. Coffee cakes now.
You hate coffee cake.
Yes, I don't like coffee.
I love coffee.
I like but it doesn't taste like coffee.
You've never, but you're meant to eat the coffee cake with. No, it's not. It's not meant to taste like coffee.
Yeah, I know, but
it's meant to be eaten with coffee.
It's dry.
Yeah, I think some people dunk them in.
Yeah, but even then, it's just gonna fall in the coffee. It's not like a biscuit
where
you
don't dunk it for that long.
No, it will almost immediately because that kind of thing. It's just you haven't figured it out that coffee cakes are disgusting, and they are the devil's.
They're not disgusting.
Vomit.
They're okay.
No, it's literally they're bland.
Mm-hmm.
They're bland and it's just like really dense and it's just like no flavor at all. I mean, yeah, you're supposed to eat them with coffee, but it's like, why not just have a biscuit with coffee? Why not have a cookie with coffee? Why do you need that?
Yeah, I mean,
have a more interesting cake.
Coffee,
well,
so.
I do. And I prefer like biscuits. And I know there's do you know what goes great with coffee?
What?
Biscoff. Like biscuits and coffee. That's what is it? Biscuits for your coffee.
I mean, I do like Biscoff. Yeah. You have fruit pies on
fruit pies, which are like apple or cherry usually, aren't they?
Yeah,
they might have a peach.
There's all kinds of different flavors. I didn't realize that it's Hostess that makes these. I think because
there's a lot of off-brand and stuff.
Well, I thought Mrs. Baird's may make some.
Mrs. Baird's. Oh, they might make the things you were talking about earlier. What was it?
I'm not sure.
Things with the eyes. You said. They might make them.
Yeah, I can't remember who makes those. Actually, I'll just leave it to you, listeners, my American friends out there. Do you remember these little? They're a cake. They're a snack cake, but they're like, I don't know what I can compare them to. They're like a soft cookie, and they were like a face. I think they had like a smiley face on them, but they were apple pie filling, but the cake itself was like typical snack cake, kind of soft cookie. Those things were really good. I can't remember what they're called or who made them, but we didn't see them on either of these lists, so I don't know who made them. I would have thought Little Debbie, and we found on their website something that looks very similar, but it's pumpkin. And the ones I'm thinking of definitely had apple. That's another separate podcast, America's obsession with pumpkin. But anyway, fruit pies are. I know how this sounds. I already know how this sounds to any British people or anybody from other countries listening. It just sounds like
it's basically a fruit pasty.
It sounds like the stereotypical like fat American garbage food. It sounds like, oh god, of course Americans have this kind of stuff. It's got a
lot of syrup, isn't it? It's got a lot of high fructose corn syrup and stuff in the fruit pie. Yeah,
I would imagine so.
And coloring to make it look even more green or red or whatever.
So they're calling them fruit pies. There's
only like 3 chunks of actual fruit in it, though.
No, there's quite a lot. When I was a kid, we used to call them fried pies because basically they're deep fried.
I remember I had one of them and I was just like, no.
You could taste the oil or something like that.
I could taste the oil. It was just like, ugh.
But then I think you had another one and you liked it.
It was so greasy. I can't remember having another one and liking it.
So it's like Dominic said, it's like a pasty. It's like bread that's folded over, and then it's stuffed with, or like a pie crust, I guess, but it's not really.
A fruit filling.
Yeah. And there's cherry, there's apple, they do pineapple. I think we recently saw a coconut cream one. Ooh. They do all kinds of different fruit fillings. And again, breakfast. It's a delicious breakfast food.
When you're on the road and you stop at a gas station, this is the crap you get, isn't it?
You go in and you get it. No, oh my God, I used to love the cherry one so much. Okay, anyway, so they're deep fried. It's this pie crust. It's not a flaky pie crust. It's like, I don't know, like kind of like
a choux pastry type. Oh, that's kind of flaky, I suppose.
I don't know, but it's folded over. It's stuffed with fruit, deep fried and glazed with like a glaze, like a clear glazed donut kind of icing. And then they're just in little separate packages, and they're all like kind of crispy, crunchy on the outside, and oh, sorry.
That's okay.
And then they're
just knocking the mic there.
And then they're filled with, I'm doing a lot of hand gestures, okay? I'm getting excited. And then they're filled with fruit, and they're so good. They're
fruity goodness.
They're very delicious. You know what you don't have on the Hostess?
What don't I have on the Hostess?
You don't have your very favorite powdered sugar donuts.
No, they're on the other ones.
No, Little Debbie doesn't make them, I don't think.
Yeah, I think
maybe she does. I don't know.
Doughnuts, they call them.
Doughnuts.
Doughnuts. Oh, God. Basically, powdered sugar. I don't really care for powdered sugar all that much either. So putting powdered sugar on them was just the worst thing anyone could do. You just made me hate it even more.
They're so good. They come like 6 to a package.
I mean, I've eaten them.
They're little...
But I do not enjoy them.
They're little cake donuts.
It's like there's nothing now. Oh, I bought 16 little packages of these tiny little cake donuts. It's like the worst donuts you could ever buy.
You know what I do? I take a bite and I just let the whole thing dissolve in my mouth. It's so delicious.
No, it's not. They're so dry, and then it's like they're covered in dust. Because the powdered sugar isn't that... Well, the powdered sugar is like this, like sweet, kind of like, almost like
it's so good.
Artificial sweetener type thing.
What?
Yes,
no,
it is.
It's like pure sugar.
No, it's not. It's not. It doesn't taste that great. So you're just there, like coughing, choking it. You're choking it down. Does not go well down, I'm afraid.
Oh my God, they're so good.
You have to get off the freaking bad chocolate and the bad cake donuts. You've got good donuts that you get like a Krispy Kreme or something like that, you know, that's like fried dough and it's raised or whatever, and it's glazed, and that's nice. Very lovely. Perfect accompaniment to a coffee, I think. None of those bloody cake donuts. Get them out of here.
My dad would go and get a bag of them and bring them home for breakfast. Sometimes we just get a big glass of milk and like, yeah, our powdered sugar donuts, so delicious. They also make chocolate covered ones.
And they used to say that, didn't you? Yeah, our powdered sugar donuts, so delicious.
Yay! Oh my God, so unhealthy.
I mean, you know, it's just like, they're just not enjoyable.
They make chocolate covered ones, which are like, it's like a hard chocolate
it's like yeah.
I mean, not hard, but you know.
You know, it's...
And then they make cinnamon and sugar ones.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think I've had them. Actually, they might be tolerable.
You don't like cinnamon that much, though.
I don't really care for cinnamon that much either, no.
You probably like the chocolate ones. I don't know why you wouldn't like the chocolate ones.
Well, it's just the cake.
The powdered
cake
sugar
donut.
Are my favorite, okay?
Oh, I cannot abide cake donuts. This is turning into a rant here because they're wretched. They're wretched. That's what they are. They're just like, you know, once they made the fried donut, they just needed to get away from those cake donuts. Cake is cake. Doesn't need to be in like a little donut form or anything.
Another thing on the Hostess list that you left off are the another thing that I associate with my grandfather, because he was like a stick. Okay, he was like a little stick of a man, but he could put away the chocolate cupcakes, the Hostess cupcakes. They're like chocolate cake with a chocolate icing on the top and then a little curly Q of white icing down the middle.
Yeah.
It's like a classic kind of thing, and they would come two to a package.
Cream-filled chocolate cupcakes. Yeah, Little Debbie make them.
Little Debbie make them.
Little
too,
Debbie.
yeah.
They also make those cloud cakes, which I think are just...
Okay, yeah, well, so we'll move on to Little Debbie.
We'll move on to Little Debbie now.
Cloud cakes, you have that on the list. I'm not really positive.
I've seen them before. They're kind of like sponge cake with like a cream filling and I think some icing, some fondant icing on the like white fondant icing, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Swiss cake rolls.
Yeah. Those are like
we have Swiss rolls in Britain,
Yeah.
which are kind of like, swirled cream in like a chocolatey roll. Yeah, they're pretty good.
So you lay the cake out flat and then you just literally roll it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Put the cream in and then just roll it up and yeah. And then I think they have chocolate icing on the outside.
You can have
too.
chocolate icing. Yeah.
And then they also, Little Debbie also makes strawberry shortcake rolls, which they don't have icing on the outside, I don't think. But they've got like strawberry filling and with the cream on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And zebra cakes.
I can remember my
cakes.
grandparents used to get those, and even as a kid, those strawberry shortcake rolls, I could not do it because they were just so sweet. It was just like you would take a bite and they were good, but it was just like, oh my God, I cannot eat more than a bite of it.
Too sweet.
Yes. The zebra cakes my grandmother used to love. Basically, a lot of this stuff is kind of the same ingredients, like
It's
just
like chocolate
in different
drizzled
shapes.
on white icing. Isn't it?
Just basically little square cakes too.
And inside
Or
is
maybe
like
they were like an octagon or like a
hexagon or
hexagon. Yeah.
Hexagon, yeah. I don't know. Hexagonal cakes.
Something. They had a shape
Make them
anyway.
look different.
And then they were like a chocolate cake with cream in the inside, and then a white icing with zebra kind of stripes with chocolate icing on the top of that. The cream-filled chocolate cupcakes are absolutely delicious.
Cream-filled kind.
Yes, the little cream-filled kind. Nutty Buddies I've never been a fan of.
They're kind of peanut butter and wafer.
Wafer, yeah. I just
wafer's a big. Yeah,
wafer.
I think I do. I kind of do like the Nutty Buddies actually.
Yeah, you're not huge on peanut butter though.
Not really.
Peanut butter and chocolate combination.
I'm not huge in it. No, I'm not.
Yeah, and that's big in America.
That's a big thing in America. Yeah, it's like that's what everyone runs on here.
So I mean,
peanut
in
butter
theory,
and chocolate.
In theory, I
mix
like
it
these.
together.
I can eat them. I don't find them disgusting or intolerable, but, wafer, I don't know what it is. I'm just not huge on the wafer. So, yeah, I would definitely skip those. The oatmeal cream pies, though, are fantastic, and I can eat thousands
Yeah,
of
they are
these.
good. The oatmeal cream pies are good. It's just oatmeal cookies with cream filling.
It's like
Two oatmeal cookies sandwiched together with cream filling in the middle.
And they're like a really soft oatmeal. And they don't feel as like, for some reason, I guess because it's oatmeal, they don't feel as sweet or like as much of a naughty kind of thing.
Yeah.
They feel a little bit more healthy. You feel like, oh, these can't be as
suppose so,
bad.
yeah. They come individually. Oh, sorry. Come individually packaged.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah, so you're meant to only eat one at a time of those, but they're so good. Those
Star Crunch, they're kind of like that's just another cookie, and it's dipped in.
I think you like those, don't you?
Star Crunch, and they got
They're
Rice
like-
Krispies on the outside.
And they're full of caramel. So you
Yes,
buy them
yes, caramel.
chocolate.
Now we're talking.
They're
Now we're getting to
they're
it.
covered in chocolate. Yeah,
Yes.
it's cookies with like Rice Krispies, and then they have caramel mixed in, and
Krispies,
and chocolate, and then
chocolate.
they're covered in chocolate.
You're talking my language.
Yeah. So the chocolate marshmallow pies,
Moon pie.
better known as moon pies. Moon pies is an actual
Better known as moon pies.
is a brand though unto
Yeah.
itself, and they're like a
chocolate covered marshmallow.
Well, it's like a sort of a crispy type cookie cake. I don't know if you consider it a cookie or a cake, and then it's got a marshmallow inside, and then the whole thing is covered in chocolate, or they also have banana ones.
Oh yes, banana icing.
Icing, yeah, really good.
Banana.
Little Debbie also does these little fudge brownies with like pecan pieces, I think, on the top. Those are really good too. They're just like they're just like a brownie, but they're
Yeah,
good.
I mean, yeah.
They make a cosmic brownie though. Never get the cosmic brownie. They are not good.
What is it, like M&M pieces?
It's like pieces of no, it's not even M&Ms. It's like pieces of candy in it. They're not
What
good.
kind? Like you say chocolate candy or
No, like candy.
like fruit candy or
Maybe they're kind of chocolatey. I can't remember. I accidentally bought them once. So at our grocery store, they unpackage all of this stuff like at the gas station, and they sell it individually. And if you
on the end caps.
on the end cap of an aisle, yeah. So if you're in a particular mood where you can't control yourself and you have no willpower that day, it's easy to just grab a thing because they're only like 50 cents, I think.
Yeah.
You just grab one and like toss it in the basket. And that's what I did because I was craving a brownie, but I didn't want to I didn't want to have a whole. I didn't want to have a whole box of brownies.
My time.
No, we got them, and both of us were like, "Yeah, these are not good."
I can't remember eating it.
They were the cosmic brownies. Just say no, kids.
Just say no to the cosmic brownies, kids.
Little Debbie also does these very average. If you don't want something super sweet like everything else on the list,
chocolate covered or anything.
Yeah, these are for you because they're called pecan spin wheels. And they're basically a cinnamon roll with pecans with no icing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're sweet, but they're not as sweet as everything else on the list. We've left a lot of stuff off on the Hostess and the Little Debbie lists. These are just the
small selection of cupcakes.
Well, the more popular ones. So I think most people will recognize the ones that we've mentioned. Most Americans, anyway. If we've left your favorite off the list, let us know in the comment section.
Yeah, let us know.
Or tweet us, Facebook us, Instagram,
Tell us all about it.
Yeah. But in Britain, they don't really have.
They don't really do this kind of stuff. No,
yeah.
I mean
so
the
what's
closest,
the equivalent?
The closest like big thing, like the equivalent to like a Twinkie, like in popularity, would be the Jaffa cake.
Oh yeah.
But people think that's more like a biscuit.
Yeah.
Even though it's a cake.
It's a debate, though, isn't it?
It's a debate. No, I guess it's
a cake.
Because I think you pay less tax on biscuits than you do on cakes.
Oh, okay.
So they classify it as a biscuit, and it's not really. It's a Jaffa cake, like.
Yeah.
It's like a small, like, sponge cake in the shape of, like, a tiny biscuit of a cookie. Mm-hmm. And it's chocolate on top, and there's a little, like, knob of jelly in it. Like a knob. It's a knob of jelly, okay? And it's a little in the center of it, and they're delicious. You don't really care for them that much, do you?
Okay.
Yeah, no, I can eat boxfuls of those things. And of course, then there's Mr. Kipling.
Mr. Kipling
who does exceedingly good cakes.
Mr. Kipling does an array of
He does an array,
right?
Yeah.
And pies.
Cakes and pies. He's got, I think the most famous of his are the French fancies.
Which are?
They're like a small sponge cake with a hemisphere of buttercream on top.
Okay. A hemisphere.
So there's a hemisphere. And it's covered in like coloured fondant icing, the whole thing.
I hate fondant icing.
So, you got like red for strawberry.
Yeah.
Brown for chocolate.
Right.
That kind of thing, And I think they've got blue as well, which is just like a royal blue or whatever. But yeah,
I know how Mr. Kipling's little apple pies, and those are quite good.
The Bramley apple pies, yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah. I used to eat a load of them.
And Mr. Kipling also does mince pies at Christmas.
Yes. Yeah, that's another favorite, mince pies. Cherry Bakewells too, which is like light pastry cases filled with a layer of fruity jam, moist frangipan sponge, soft icing, and a hand-placed cherry on top. Yeah, you like that, didn't you? I don't know if they hand-placed the cherries on top, but, I'll have to go to the factory to find out. But, and they also do chocolate slices. Now, I remember as a kid, because it's, what they say is it's a chocolate sponge cake with a chocolate filling. I don't remember the chocolate filling as a kid. I remember just, like, chocolate chips it was kind of like a brownie.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like a slice, and it's got like some fondant.
Thick and chewy like that?
It's got like chocolate fondant icing on top.
Maybe you were thinking of a different thing.
No, I think it was the chocolate slices. I think they've kind of changed the recipe, Mr. Kipling, because all of these seem to have like a layer of like chocolate cream or vanilla cream or whatever in it. Angel slices. layers of pink and yellow sponge with a heavenly vanilla filling, you know,
Yeah.
topped with fondant icing, you know. That's the kind of thing we got. They've also got unicorn slices, which are the same thing. They're new. I never saw them as a kid.
Well, everything's unicorn now.
Yeah, unicorn obsession. I don't know what's going on. Unicorn is actually the national animal of Scotland.
Yeah, I know. I need to go to Scotland.
You need to go to Scotland and find those unicorns.
They're fun people up there.
And we've also got like mini rolls, which are kind of like Swiss rolls. They were another thing.
Are they iced on the outside?
Yeah, they're iced chocolate. Yeah. Chocolate.
Why do they call
cake.
them mini though? Are they?
They're
smaller?
quite small. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, mini rolls. I think you can get like a huge, because people make huge Swiss rolls.
Oh right.
You know,
yeah,
like huge
yeah,
things.
Yeah.
So they're like mini rolls.
Yeah, you just
mini
slice
Swiss rolls. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, that's kind of like all of our like cake, kind of like snack cake kind of things, you know. When I think of those kind of things, I just think Mr. Kipling, you know.
Yeah.
Or Jaffa cakes, you know, even, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about all I can say on the matter for that, you know.
Well, if we have any British listeners who can think of...
If there's new stuff out there, you know, and I don't know about it, tell me about it, you know.
Or older, maybe.
They may be selling Twinkies in Britain anymore. Now.
Well, I think they do, maybe.
Well, I mean, like, actually selling them, not just in, like, an American import stores and stuff.
If Dominic left anything off the list... Off the British list.
If I left something off the list, tell me.
Yeah. Anything that you can think of if you are in Britain, let us know anything you can think of that compares with the American snack cakes that we mentioned.
Suppose you could say like iced buns are like, you know, because we got bakeries and stuff in Britain. So, you know, we've got like little things like iced buns and, you know, cherry bakewells and...
Yeah, but that stuff is fresh.
That stuff is fresh, yes. It's not just pre-packaged in a factory and
thing, yeah. Oh, Mrs. Freshly's, that's another brand that we have in America.
With the awful cake donuts, yeah.
that does.
That's not fresh.
All of these American brands, they all do basically the same kinds of things.
Yeah, I mean, they just kind of like, you know, riffing on one particular note.
But yeah, I think that's about it.
That's about it, I think.
Oh, we forgot something.
We forgot the bonus entry in our giveaway.
Yes.
It's going to be a question.
Yes. So
are you paying attention?
Yes. If you've already entered, you have to do the initial entry. If you haven't, go ahead and do that now. And then we're going to give you a way to get a bonus entry into the giveaway. If you want to.
Yes.
You have to listen to
It's a bonus entry. Okay. Do I say you should or should not put milk in Earl Grey tea in our very first podcast? This is the question.
Yeah. So our podcast
number one, which is tea.
Yeah.
Do I say you should or should not put milk in Earl Grey tea?
So yes, you'll have to listen to that podcast to find that answer, and then you can just tweet it to us, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want to do.
You can tweet it. You can tweet it and say Dominic does or does not.
Yeah,
say that.
Yeah. So that's the way to get the bonus entry in this podcast.
Bonus entries, yay!
If you have entered, we really appreciate you entering and participating, and we're just having a lot of fun with this. And now that we're doing this snack cake episode, I'm thinking we should do a snack cakes giveaway at some point.
Yes, we're going to do an American themed giveaway for our British listeners, so...
Yeah, but it might just be all snack cakes, and that's it.
All snack cakes. All Twinkies, all oatmeal cream pies, Star Crunch.
So if you've just now found our podcast, and this is the very first podcast you're ever listening to of ours, then you'll need to follow us on some form of social media in order to see the giveaway that we're doing. I still haven't gotten the information on the website yet. I'm going to do that, I promise you. It's a bunch of British snacks, stuff, drinks, tea, chips, crisps, sorry. And you have to follow us on social media and follow the ways to enter, and yeah, and then you can possibly win that. we've had a lot of response. I'm really happy. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, it's really good. We've had a lot of response, so thank you all for listening, and thank you all for entering, and we'll pick the lucky winner on Halloween.
Yeah, well.
Was it? Oh, the day after.
It ends on Halloween.
It ends on Halloween, so that's the final day. So, so the next day.
We'll announce it,
We'll announce it.
Podcast. So I think we've rambled on enough now.
We've rambled on enough now, so...
Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much for listening.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.